This is Jandel, one of the richest and most popular developers on Roblox. But to figure out why, I'm telling his story, and the story of the other two developers in this video. Like a developer that's made millions of real dollars, and works for Roblox, to even a Roblox game dev with games on millions of players, starting with Kraki 4. Before the fame, Kraki spent years working on small projects. Most of them were unknown, buried under millions of other games. But every failed project taught him something new, like how to script, how to build, and how to make a game actually fun. And slowly, Roblox actually started to change. Kraki wasn't just playing anymore, he was learning the craft. And because of this, he created his first successful game. Now currently, this game's private, so I'm gonna show old footage of what it looks like. Because in this game, defenders of Roblox, you and 29 other players would attempt to survive 30 waves of zombies. And because of how replayable it was, it amassed 3 million visits and even got on the front page. Because every year this game existed, it got less and less updates. And with less updates, that means less players. And with newer and newer games coming out, defenders of Roblox fell behind. But that's fine, because that wasn't his only success. As a few years later, he got an idea. What if he made games based on a story? He knew this was what Roblox needed. He had seen other developers do the exact same thing, and he knew if he did it, he could make a game really good. So he spent a few months working on this Roblox game, and you'll know this game by Breakin. Breakin was loved by everyone, climbing to around 10,000 players in the beginning, but there was still a long way to go. So every day, he'd work on updates.
This game will be amazing. I will make sure it does well.
And with each of these updates, the player counts rose. In fact, maybe I should test one of these games. Maybe I should test all of them. I know I definitely should have mentioned this in the intro, but now that I'm halfway through this story, I've realised I can't just be talking good about these games, especially if I haven't even played it. So from now on, if I mention a game, I'll play that game, because then I'll know for sure what happened to it. But wait, we're about to get to playing this game. Let's not let my monologue stop that. For being made in 2019, this looks insane. This is insane. If you're wondering why I'm getting so hyped, the first ever story game looked like this. So it's a big upgrade. Yo, this looks very well made. I don't know what to do. Thanks for the apple, bro. This is so cool. Now for your sanity, I'm not going to show you all this footage, but from playing, it tells me why this game got popular. Because here's the thing, this game changed Roblox, making an original game in an exploding niche. I mean, the game is, well, fine, but because it capitalized on the story trend, the game performed insane. But here's the thing, I'm not saying the game got popular because of luck, I'm just saying it got enhanced because of the trend. But if the trend is what's enhancing it, what would it be like without a trend? Because to be completely honest, this game isn't replayable, and when I played the game, I didn't show that I left right after. Oh, it's starting to get boring. Yeah, but I'm out. These types of games only really have one story, so after playing for a while, you get bored, causing this game and its developer to fade into irrelevancy. And because of that, the developer quit. No, I'm kidding. If you actually thought this player would fade into irrelevancy, you were completely wrong. Because once this game died, he switched focus to making a new game, starting by making a sequel to Breakin. And because of the hype that was generated by the sequel, it actually gained a lot of players. Well, for a bit, because as the first game went, it died. And with 2 fallen games, anyone here would quit and move on in life. But not this developer, because you know how that previous game got 80,000 players average? Well, 99 Nights in the Forest is the 5th largest game in the world. In fact, if we were to go a few months back, it averaged more players than Fortnite. So that's a good example of how successful it was. How did it pull this off? Well, to figure that one out, we're going to need to look at the gameplay. Because in 99 Nights, you try to survive as long as you can in the forest. Makes sense. The catch is, there's a deer in the forest, and you need to keep the fire lit so the deer can't attack you. There's a lot more to this game, but honestly, I know absolutely nothing about it, because while everyone was playing this game, I was too busy making videos. But you know, as what I did for Breakin, I'm gonna test this game. What am I playing with? Alright, what did I do? I just farmed some trees. Oh, my wood's gonna get stolen. I literally can't, I got none of the tree I mined. Hey, bro. Oh, that night, oh my god. Well, it's over. There was nothing I could do. This game was actually really good. It was well made, well paced, and really fun. It was one of the first times I've truly had fun on Roblox, and I can definitely tell how the developer got here, because the developer has an insane backstory, making multiple failed games, leading a genre, and now the face of Roblox. It's crazy how he got here, but doesn't this make you wonder, how would an average player get to this point? I mean, Kraki joined in the early days of Roblox, so he has lots of experience. So if we never played back then, will we never see our time in the spotlight? Well, to figure this one out, we're going to need to head on to our next developer. A developer that revived Roblox, a developer that was the first to beat Fortnite in highest player counts, a developer that got many streamers to play his game, and a developer that made multiple million player games, Jandel. Probably the most well-known developer on our platform. Oh yes, and now you're about halfway through the video, so it's time for me to ask for subscribers. And also my background's changed. Let's see how long this one lasts. I'm not even kidding, I'm doing a self-promo during the stream. I'm on a live stream right now, but because I'm live, you know, I have to do the stream thing, the subscribe thing fast, so please subscribe. I've got 4,000 subscribers. My last video got 1,000 views and it's good. Just like this one. Probably the most well-known developer on our platform, but he wasn't always that way. So to figure out his story, let's go back to the year of him making his first game, 2017. Jandel started as any Roblox developer would. He played games, made games, and even made YouTube videos, but he didn't hit success instantly. In fact, he didn't have success at all. Till a few months later, as his first real success was a tiny Roblox game, only amassing around 100 players. And seeing as this was only a few months into his journey, this was proof that he could make it. So he locked in, taking inspiration from many games like Hypixel Bed Wars. Also, he could make his own one and get players, which somehow worked, achieving 50 million visits and lots of players. Now, I would test this game, but it's deleted, and doing my research, I can't find anything of what it looked like. But that was probably the reason years later he stopped making games like Bed Wars, instead making games that fit its time, because in 2020 he created his first actually good game. Field Trip Z was Jandel's actually first good game. Created in 2020, Field Trip Z was like every other popular game. It was well made and completely original. This game went on to achieve 1.1 billion visits, a crazy amount for what it is. In fact, this game still averages 5,000 players to this day, 5 years after launch and 9 months after its last update. There must be a reason people still play this. I mean, people wouldn't play it if it sucked. It must still be good. Wait, it's actually all bacon here. Jandelle, oh my god, bro, I saw it. Go inside and explore. For jumping at him. For the fact this came out in 2020, this game is extremely well made. I'd expect games like this today, so to see something from 6 years ago, it's insanely well made. Here's the issue though, even though this game is well made, it's extremely boring, and the people that play it are all new players that wouldn't spend any money. It seems to be getting recommended a lot, while actually not being that good. The game's still decent though. It would be something I'd play in 2020, but personally wouldn't play it now, so I'd say this game is probably dead by now. After a while of updating Field Trip Z, he got bored. He wanted something new, so instead of creating games, he decided to buy them, buying the Roblox game Dusty Trip. But here's the issue, he ruined the game unintentionally. He added pay-to-win features and didn't add much updates, which got him a lot of hate. So to solve this, he abandoned the game and gave it to Dubig, which didn't work as he still got hated for the next few months, until he bought Grow A Garden, the biggest game in the world, or at least it was a few months ago. But how did Grow A Garden get so massive? Well, to figure that one out, we need to play the game. Actually, I lied. We really don't need to play it because I've already played this game before, and I can already tell you that the reason this game got so popular is because Jandel kept the hype around it, and it's a generally good and addicting game. But if you thought this was Jandel's only success, you'd be wrong. Because a few months later, he created another game, one that looks really similar to Grow A Garden. And while I could tell you about this game, it's completely dead by now. But you know what isn't dead? Grow A Garden. Never mind. So yeah, Jandel moved all his focus to Plants vs. Brainrots, which you know, killed his first game. And when his second game died, he lost everything. Now obviously both of these games aren't dead, they still average a lot of players, but compared to what he had, it's not very much. And if you want to figure out how to not have this happen, we're gonna need to head on to our next developer. A developer who owns a game that has been popular for over 10 years now. A developer that got invited to work for Roblox. A developer that owns some of Roblox's rarest items. And a developer you will all know, Stigmaster Luke. Before Luke owned some of Roblox's biggest games, he had nothing. But he wouldn't have nothing for long, because a few months into his journey, he began to enjoy game creation. And because of this, he created his first successful game. Welcome to the Underground War. Stigmaster Luke's first ever successful Roblox game. And while this may just be a PvP game, it was Luke's first taste of wealth. So he locked in, spending years on end learning Roblox game development until he made his one and only amazing Roblox game, Natural Disaster Survival, an insanely popular game that I literally don't even need to explain. And around the same time, he got asked if he wanted to work for Roblox, which obviously he accepted. But you may have noticed, earlier I said developer that owns some of Roblox's rarest items. Well, the reason I haven't mentioned this is because I'm getting this Roblox YouTuber to do so.
I am a Roblox YouTuber. When Luke was a much smaller Roblox dev, he wanted to try other ways to make Robux. It sounds dumb, but in this early of a time in Roblox, he was in need of Robux. So he begun searching ways to make Robux.
Nope.
Little did Luke know it, but that purchase would change his life, because how a limited item works is that there are a limited quantity of them. Like for example his Dominus, only 23 exist, and because of this, over the years his hat went from 13,000 to millions or even billions. So yeah, that's insane.
So what did we learn from all this? Being a Roblox dev takes time. You aren't just gonna magically become a famous one, or one that makes millions. Same with, well, everything. Actually, same with what I'm doing right now, making videos. This video took way over a month to make, and was supposed to come out like ages ago, but it just proves that if you work hard enough, you can achieve the goal, or goals. Anyways, this outro is getting way too long, and I really want to let this fire song play out.